I'd like to give a venue to Miss Angie. Miss Angie is one of our favorite speakers and specialists, yes, because last time she was very active during the seminar. Again, she won all the competitions. We thought this time she's not going to do that, but she did it again. So next time, Miss Angie is going to present with her baby on her hands.
Two hands are better than
Yeah.
one. So that's what you won yesterday.
So let's give a round of applause and thank you. You can start your presentation. I'll just
Okay. Okay, before we begin, could you guys please stand on the sides? Okay, because I want to, let's make 4 groups this time. So let's try to be in groups with people that we don't work with every day. So Mr. MJ, I want you guys to count 1 to 4, 1 to 4, 1 to 4, because we'll have 4 groups.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Mr. Raza, 1.
3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
Okay, if you were 4. Okay, if you were group 1, could you please come sit here? Group 2 there, group 3, and group 4. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, let's. Then sorry, Mr. Raz. Okay. Yeah. One, Mr. Raza, 1. Okay. Okay, yeah, it seems like we have new groupings, new people who will we work with. Okay, so let's begin. My topic is about fostering an inquiry-based science classroom. And I am Miss Angellie. Okay, Quinto. I work in Tamos Education in the linguistics school. So we have different departments or different schools in Tamos. Okay, so let me just. Okay, so for today's lesson, we'll have, today's training, we have like 4 main goals. So first, let's try to revise or to review or to remember what is an inquiry-based classroom. We will also look into the 5E instructional model. We'll try on some models that we can use in making our classrooms inquiry-based. And the last part is we'll try to share our personal best practices in our classroom. Because I know this classroom is made up of teachers who are experienced and well-equipped in teaching Singapore science curriculum. So just some stuff about me. I actually have 12 years of teaching experience. My first background in teaching is in teaching physics and other sciences. And at the moment, I'm currently studying my master's degree from KIMAP University. So that's foreign languages. So sort of I like sciences and languages equally, so something like that. About the place where I work, this is Tamos Education Linguistics Department. Our department is giving an emphasis on language teaching, not only in English, but we also do French, Chinese, and Spanish. I guess we also have German for higher grades. This year, our department introduced 2 new subjects, which are global perspectives for grade 9. And because we have global perspectives, our director realized that we should be preparing primary students with sciences and with these things. So when they'll go to grade 9, they will have like a wide vision or wide idea about these topics. So that's how I came to place in Tamos. The moment I'm teaching grades 2 and 4 for Singapore Science. Okay, so let's begin the training with some tasks. So I'm gonna give you some papers. I hope you have pens. Okay, everyone should take 2 pieces. I think one is yellow and one is pink. Okay. So on your own, for 1 minute, I want you to write 2 common problems, or maybe let's not call it problems, or 2 common challenges that you are encountering in your science classes. Okay? So you must write 1 problem or 1 challenge in 1 note and another on another note.
Something to write?
Okay. Okay, doesn't have to be very complex. Something that you think is challenging for your students or challenging for you as a teacher. Both of them, Beshi. Yeah, 2 challenges. Okay.
One paper.
Yeah, 1 challenge for each paper. Challenge that you or your students are facing in your class, in your science class. Okay? Yeah. Mhm. Okay, are you guys ready? Okay. Okay, because we will have a whole class activity, so that's why. I'm sorry, maybe you can join this group. Yeah. Okay, is everyone ready? Okay, so let's do a whole class activity, guys. What you're going to do is this. Oh, no, not yet.
1, go.
Okay, I want you to stand up after this. We go around and mingle with the other students, not with your group mates, but with other people. Okay? I want you to share both of your works. Okay, you try to discuss the challenges you have written, and when you're done, exchange 1 note with that person. Okay, only 1. Yes, and the other, you keep it to yourself. Okay, just a moment, not yet done. We have 5 minutes. Every 1 minute, you will hear a beep. That means you have to go and find another partner. Okay, so it means after 5 minutes, you should have talk and exchange a note with 5 different people. Okay, sounds good? Okay, let's begin.
3,
5 minutes.
2,
Okay, stand up,
1,
everyone.
go. 5 minutes remain.
Okay.
Paper. And one, two, three.
Okay. Partners.
I really take it 1 week and then the time management and then the language barrier.
Last partner, last partner.
People to understand our language English. So lack of motivation also because if you don't understand what someone is telling you, then it will be like, oh my god, I'm not interested anymore. So it's better for us to teach also the students on how to study or learn English language in order for them to learn to understand what we are going to teach them. So that's one big challenge as a foreign teacher. I agree with that. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay, everyone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. It was
3,
very,
2,
I think everyone was engaged. Okay, very quickly, could you please, like, in phrases, give me the common challenges you have heard? Yes.
Yeah, I've been lots of people here, and a lot of them main problems are time management and language barrier.
Time management, language barrier. What else? Same.
Yeah,
Same.
that's all possible.
Same, okay.
So it ends in motivation. They don't have this interest because they don't understand this level of this stuff.
Okay. Mhm. In the last, in the first time, during the first time that I presented here in Singapore Science Community, I made the presentation about the use of code switching in teaching science. Code switching. This is about switching from supposedly pure English into maybe Kazakh or maybe Russian, whichever is comfortable for you and for your students. I believe that doesn't mean that because it's intended to be English that we should 100% just speak in English. I guess it also goes down to the point that we'll create conditions for the students to feel comfortable and included in the classroom. But yeah, I agree. Time management and maybe I don't want to call it language barrier, but maybe dependency. Dependency in students' first language, which happens to be either Kazakh or Russian. I believe for foreign teachers, like the Tamos guys here, this is a more challenging task for us because we don't speak the language, we don't speak Kazakh or we don't speak Russian. We don't have teacher's assistant in the classroom, so we do it by ourselves. So anyway, no, Nathan, it's not you being lazy. But guys, I want to know, how does your science classroom look like? Could you please scan the QR code? Okay. Okay.
Just a minute.
Uh-huh. Thank you. Maybe let's just hide it entirely. So this is a survey in Mentimeter, if you are familiar. I want you to choose from 0 to 10. Okay, 0 is the least, 10 is like the greatest point. How would you rate your classroom based on these indicators? Okay. Okay. Which of the following describes your science classroom?
Do you think the online participants are able to see it or not?
I think I have the pixel.
Wow.
Okay. I just go to this website, mentimeter.com. You can use it to create surveys.
And
Surveys and quizzes. Yeah.
Word cloud.
Word cloud, yeah. You can use
First, it was like the word cloud.
Okay, I think we're done with this part, yeah. Okay, let's see. The statement which got the lowest response, oh, it's still moving, I guess would be pupils' ideas are often rejected or discouraged. So thank you very much that it got the lowest score, because in a science classroom, I don't think it's always the teacher who is the smartest person inside the classroom. We might not know this, but maybe some child in that classroom is actually smarter than us teachers. So their ideas should not be rejected or discouraged in the classroom. And on the other side, the statement with the highest response was this one. Pupils are welcome to ask and answer questions. Why did you choose, or why did you rate this statement this high points? Yes, okay, Miss Kate, yeah, Miss Kate. Mhm.
I think that when they ask and answer questions about coherence, they can really understand what they're talking about, and that's also encouraging their curiosity.
Bashi?
I usually appreciate everybody's answers. Like, for example, whether for me it's right or it's wrong. It should, because that's one thing that you can get the motivation from the student to speak. and to give his ideas even if it's not the right or the right answer that you're expecting to say to hear from them. So that's one thing that we need to do at all times. We appreciate, we acknowledge our students' answers. From that time, then they go on the next meeting, they maybe have this motivation of, oh, I have a great answer last week. He continues to speak.
Mr. Albert?
When we say science classroom, it should be a place for students inferring skills are developed. So we mold them to becoming inquisitive learners.
Inquisitive learners. I like the word. Miss, I'm sorry, what's your name? Merworth, yeah, Miss
So
Merworth.
in fact, to say that if students don't ask some questions, so they didn't listen at all, or that they didn't understand it at all. So it's only two options. So I agree with the
Yes, Mr. Raj.
It's also a motivation for us teachers because it shows certain level of interest about the language. So more questions. It shows the level of their interest in our lessons. So the more questions that we gather from them, it means that they're really interested in our lessons.
Anyone else? I remembered last time before the term ended, our lesson was about vertebrates, science forms. So we had mammals, reptiles, amphibians, fish, and birds. And then one girl, she was absent for like 3/4 of the term. She just came by the end. And she asked me, Miss Angela, why don't I see little chicken inside an egg when I open it? Why is there no chicken? Where is the chicken, Miss Angela? You said that chickens are birds. And birds, they come from eggs. So it might be for some people that this question was kind of silly. Yes, Mr. Nathan, thank you for the word. It's kind of silly. But in actuality, if you will try to scrutinize the question, the child is really thinking or making connections. I told them that birds reproduce by laying eggs. But why when they open eggs, there's no birds or chicken inside? So sometimes we get tired with students asking questions, but I agree, it is an indicator that they are listening, they are engaged in the lesson, they follow what is happening in the lesson. Mr. Albert mentioned about creating students who are inquisitive. How do we describe a student that is inquisitive? They ask questions. They want to know more, indeed, yeah. Interested. Huh? Are your students inquisitive?
Yes.
Some of them, 50-50. 50-50. Yeah, I know it's very, we had the example before about, getting hang on with TikTok and these things. It's really difficult to make your 15 or 20 students equally inquisitive in a classroom. You cannot force them to do that. So, my topic is about inquiry-based learning or making the classroom inquisitive for the students. In the beginning, we were talking about challenges, and one of the common answers that you guys gave is about language barrier or dependency in Kazakh or science. When I first came to Kazakhstan, my idea of teaching mathematics and science was ESL based, right? Teaching the topic or teaching the vocabulary, and that's it. They must know that mammals are melekopityushe and these things, and sure, that's it. So sometimes I feel or I fear that when I teach science, maybe I am trying to be an ESL teacher when I'm supposed to be a science teacher. But in reality, or ideally, our science subjects should be an inquiry-based kind of learning. Why? Because this kind of learning, particularly in science, ignites your students' desire, as somebody mentioned, motivation. When they are motivated today, they will come in the next lesson more motivated or more engaged to be part of your discussion. And another part is take their learning deeper by increasing their agency. What is this agency, Miss Angela? Agency is autonomy. We mentioned in the beginning about the project-based learning, that one of the benefits of it is learner autonomy. Learning doesn't come from teacher anymore. Learning comes from the students, from the experiences, from the activities, from the things they are doing inside your classroom. I will call it.
Translate this.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
Мына agency деген сөзді аударғым келеді. Вообще негізі осы agency деген нәрсе соңғы кезде көп зерттелу керек сияқты. Біздің Қазақстанда agency жетіспейді. Agency дегеніміз оқушының өз дауысы деген сөз. Яғни оқушының өз еркі деген сөз. Бізде мысалы байқайсыздар ма дарын, иә? Мен мысалы дарынды аса жақсы көрмеймін. Неге? Себебі дарында кім жұмыс істейді? Кім тақырыпты таңдайды, иә? Кім процесті басқарады, мысалы. Ал agency дегеніміз ол оқушының өзінің дауысы, өзінің сөзі деген сөз. Мысалы, agency көбінесе қай уақытта байқалады, халықаралық бакалавриатта бар, көбінесе бала тақырыпты өзі таңдайды. Балалар, біз осындай мысалы 4-ші сыныпта проектная работа деген болады. Қандай тақырыпта жоба жасағыңыз келеді? Балалар өздері таңдайды. Қалай жасайсыз? Өздері таңдайды. Кіммен жасайсыз? Өздері таңдайды. Мысалы, оны қалай жасайсыз? Зерттейсіз ба? Макет жасайсыз ба? Өздері таңдайды. Agency деген осы. Осы agency бізге жетпей жатыр. Себебі Мисс Анжела айтады. Қазір мұғалім өзі үйрететін заман қалды дейді. Қазір мұғалім тек қана жанында көмектесіп жүреді, бала өзі таңдап, қай жаққа не істеу керек екенін өзі таңдайтын уақыт жетті дейді. Мысалы, кеше математикадан да, иә, сингапурлық методиканы таңдайды ма, әлде басқа методиканы таңдайды ма, өзі біледі. Яғни agency деген нәрсені енді қазақ тілі орыс тіліне аударылған жоқ, орыс тіліне агентство деп аударыпты енді. Смешно, конечно, бірақ agency деген нәрсені оқып, білуге тырысыңыздар. Негізі өте мықты нәрсе.
For short, inquiry-based learning is making students learn by doing. Doing what? Learning by doing. But by doing what? How can they learn by doing what? Projects, yes. Research, very good. Experiments, tasks, yes. Hands-on. Posters, pair work, group work, individual work. Everything that we design for the students inside the classroom, ideally this will help them to learn. This is the core thing about inquiry-based learning. Okay, so some sort of things, some sort of theories, express their own curiosity, investigate their own questions, present their findings and learnings. And I think the most important part is reflection. Okay, students, it's very easy to learn, it's very to ask questions, but are they reflecting on what they have asked or on what they have learned? I think even teachers, sometimes we find it difficult to reflect in our own way of teaching. I admit I don't do reflection much. So it's very important that students reflect on what they learn and how did they learn, which is the best way for them to acquire learning. Let me translate. Okay. So some of the benefits, if you look into this list presents 21st century skills: critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, communication, authentic learning, meaningful learning, and engagement. And I believe these things don't solely come from the teacher. These things are developed from the students, from what they are doing inside the classroom. So I know it's quite difficult or challenging for teachers to design activities or tasks in the classroom, but as science teacher, this is something that we should do because we need to support the students' inquisitive mind. Singapore Science is actually geared or is actually based on the 5E model, guided inquiry model. So we have engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. Could you please say, could you please have a minute, guys, to look into the description of each of these phases? And can you tell me in which phase does the teacher come into the story? In which part of this 5E model? Okay, could we explain? Elaborate. Engage. Okay.
So I'll be translating some.
Some
maybe,
points.
No, yes, the
Okay,
points
okay,
which
okay.
might not be familiar.
Okay.
Енді сингапурлық сайенс туралы айтатын болсақ, кеше математикада CPA әдісін үйреткен болатынбыз, иә. CPA дегеніміз concrete pictorial abstract. Енді сингапурлық неде ғылымда 5E деген нәрсе бар. Яғни тіпті сабақтың жоспары осылай беріледі сіздерге 5E арқылы, иә. Ең біріншісі бізде engage, яғни қызықтыру. Сосын explore, бұл кезде балалар өздері мұғалім сұрақ қояды, ал балалар өздері жауапты табуға тырысады. Explain, түсіндіру, elaborate, осы алған білімдерін қолдану, соңында evaluate, ол бағалау. Яғни осы 5 ненің айналасында сабақтың барлығы өтеді. Әдіс тәсілі осы 5E-дан басталу керек.
Are you familiar with this 5E?
Yes.
Okay, because this 5E appears in the first pages of the book, right? So I think it's our book, the Singapore Science book. My pals are here is really designed in a way that fosters students' inquisitive mind. So you have engagement, exploration, explanation, and elaboration and evaluation. The book is colorful, engaging to the students, but I agree that sometimes the vocabulary used in the book is quite high for the students. Yes, for example, I'm teaching in my second grade classes. My parents, class teachers, and teachers' assistant, they sometimes say the words are quite complicated for second graders, but that's beyond my control. That's not something I decide upon. But anyway, they have this feedback that even though these words or this vocabulary are quite high for the students, the things included in our learning materials are all interesting, all applicable, usable to the students' daily lives. Now, in an inquiry-based lesson, there are several models that we can use. So some of the teachers who gave answers earlier mentioned about asking and answering students' questions. Therefore, our first model is about the question model. In this part of in this kind of model, elicitation is very important. Can somebody say can somebody describe what is elicitation? Yes, Mr. MJ?
Elicitation is an art of questioning wherein elicitation is a teacher art of questioning wherein you ask a question about the topic, but you are not actually giving them feeding the concept or the theory directly. So from your question, the student will think, and from them they'll open. I think they will open the topic, or they will have an idea on the topic based from your questions only. So which means it's again a student-centered approach wherein the topic or the title or the idea is not coming directly from the teacher at first, but from the student. Yeah.
Ms. Malika, will you translate?
No,
Okay. I guess, thank you. Question model for me is the easiest. You don't need a lot of materials to do the question model for inquiry-based learning. But what's important in question model is that we ask the proper questions. Okay? We don't only ask the what's, because what's is basic knowledge. For example, what is a reptile? A reptile is a cold-blooded animal with scales, jaw, finish. That's it. But when we do elicitation, when we use the question model, we must ask questions that demands. So what? Now what? How? Why? So these questions will not only reveal your students' knowledge, but will make them think about the question that you are asking them. In terms of preparation, I think question model is the most convenient. It is the easiest, but in some way, it kinda is one of the hardest because you need to think and you need to ask these questions. So let us practice. Okay, in groups, we have 4 groups. So I'm gonna give you some okay. So I have pictures here. These are topics that appear in Science 2 and Science 4. So you can see the context in there. Okay. Okay.
We're gonna create questions.
Yes. Okay, the task, teachers, is to think at least 8 to 10 high order thinking questions. Ni prosta questions, but high order thinking questions that you can ask your pupils about the picture assigned to you. And in turn, will lead your students to concepts or ideas about what you want them to find out. Okay? Yes, you may start. Okay. I will give you 10 minutes.
First grade.
Grades are animal students and invertebrates are without layers.
Ay, malaki ba yung marker? The marker's so big, sorry.
I want to make you a question. I just wonder how invertebrates move. They don't.
Guys, maybe you can write in the A4 because the space is so small. Okay. Maybe you can write here because it's so. Okay.
This is a very concrete without because like how these animals without brains are.
Without vertebrates, they can not move.
So like with that question, we are into the animals.
Let's write it here. I'll bring your marker.
I hope it's not broken.
Okay, so
How can jellyfish eat?
Okay. Cheer when you are ready. Cheer if you are ready.
we have to make the words easy so they should understand.
Any topic that we the name about animal activities.
It's not about this picture only.
I think voice is not really. Yes. We should focus first.
Guys, try to focus on the picture itself. Yeah, only on the picture itself. Ay, competitive ang grupo na to. Very competitive.
Maksat sizge bu makalarlar Мысалы, бірінші сұрақ, не дуже қалай болады, егер оның сүйегі болмаса, уже сразу бала ойлана бастайды, иә? Тақырыпты ойлана бастайды.
Yeah.
Қандай сол сияқты сұраққа қоя алады. Омыртқасында how they reproduce, how the vertebrates and invertebrates reproduce, do they have the same reproductive
There are four basic species discussed. There are four basic species discussed. This is somewhat similar to
Supportahan mo na lang, friend.
Yeah, that's valid and it's acceptable. However, it's somewhat similar to number three. We're going to describe it. You will answer the same question.
Or maybe which
Perhaps we can answer them. Why do these reader?
For example, now Australia is it's summer. My friends know that.
Yeah, it's a good question, but it's related to movie.
Which is an example. I don't want to take
It should be really specific.
Does it help?
Yeah. Eight to number four.
We should think of question that's features that's vertebrates.
Maybe we can begin by describing jellyfish and goldfish separately. And maybe we can ask what feature or what body part, what feature is in a, let's say, goldfish that you cannot see in a jellyfish. Maybe something like this.
Right now, we have.
Yeah, because that will answer if it's a
Vertebrate and invertebrates. Okay. Maybe describe them separately first.
That's why you ask this question.
Maybe this
I really wonder why, how come that in Australia,
describe a jellyfish.
they are, it's the beginning of summer in
Maybe
Australia.
different shapes.
Different shape. Yeah.
Fish to a jelly.
Mm-hmm.
What will happen?
Guys, anyone ready?
Yes.
Competitive.
Not working, not function. So, are you gonna die? Are you gonna be? It will be replaced or
Don't you think what is digestive? It's not high order thinking question.
Di ba autumn yun?
Because we need to high order thinking.
Wither, di ba parang third dry, crumpled. Sa autumn yun, di ba?
Baka ano, wala nang leaves.
Or maybe
Okay.
since we have this type of questions like then.
Yung long time, I mean, longer sunlight.
Okay.
There might be further always be you should
O kaya niyo na ni Sir Albert.
like low type of questions to start with to get that student in experience from you. Maybe we can start with this question in order for them to think of the we're not talking about the
I also have, for example, my son asked once a really nice question about why do we sometimes what she's calling that is in English, but when you are eating or drinking, why you start coughing just because there's something.
Choking.
Yeah, why do you choke? And then she
Ah,
said, like, do you breathe and do you
Yes,
eat, like, if you have only one hole, like, how do you breathe and how do you eat? Like, why doesn't the air come to my stomach, but why does the water which I drink doesn't go to my lungs? And I so yes.
Say why it's not safe to talk about eating. Yes, the children usually choke with
Exactly. I joke all the time. You can write it at the back. You were writing at the back, right?
okay, guys, I think we have the last 2 minutes. It's perfectly fine if you won't be able to come up with 8 or 10 questions. Maybe at least 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, why is it
The color of this,
yeah.
why there is a kind of a pattern?
They're backwards.
It's not just blood, there is a pattern, right?
Okay. Yes.
Oh, we only have 1 minute.
Yes. Finish the question now. What do you think? And then
Okay,
Why are there
last week, guys, last week we need to move
Why are
on to
there
the next. Okay. Uh, Beshi, you are group 4? 4. Okay. Okay. That's my can we go to the next
next one?
the digestive system. Okay, I think we can start while the others are working on. Anyone from the 4th group? Okay, so the context of the picture is about digestive system. This is a topic in Science 4. So can we hear what questions have you come up with?
Who's gonna read? Yeah, we can come. Everyone can come.
Okay.
okay, we wrote how many? 12? Yes, 12, 12, 10 questions. Okay. The first question in our team is what happens if first part, sorry, not first. What happens if one part isn't functioning? Functioning.
Isn't functioning.
Isn't
It's
functioning. Okay.
Yes. Okay. And yes. And next question is how it is working.
Mm-hmm.
Next question. Yes. Why we do haven't to intestine?
Why do we have to?
Intestine. For example,
okay,
large
okay, okay.
intestine
The
and
small
small
and the
intestine.
large.
Yes. What
Okay,
difference
okay.
is between large and small
Okay.
intestine?
They're both intestines.
Yeah.
Yes. Next question is what is inside of our stomach
Mm-hmm.
and how we can help to work the digestive system better.
Mm-hmm.
Next question, how can the medicine work when we take?
Mm-hmm.
Next question, how does your digestive system work if you eat healthy or unhealthy foods?
Mm-hmm.
Next question, is it possible to replace one part of digestive system?
Okay.
And last one is why people say it's a bad habit to talk when your mouth full
It's
is
full.
full. Yes, and yes.
Very well. Thank you very much, Group 4. Okay. Four Seasons Group. Okay, Four Seasons Group.
Okay. Our first question is from the picture, how do we differentiate winter from other seasons?
Winter from.
Yeah, because we have 4 seasons. So by that, the kids will think a lot and tell us much about how is winter different from the 4 other seasons. Then the second question is, why do leaves change their color? You can see from the 4 seasons, they have different colors. So why do leaves change their colors? Then the third one, state basic features of each of the seasons. So they will have to start talking about each of the seasons. Then the fourth one, why do some countries don't have 4 seasons?
Yeah.
Then the fifth one, why do leaves wither in the autumn? The sixth one, why is it not always summer in Kazakhstan?
We don't like that.
Then number 7, where do snow come from? So that would make them to start thinking, how is snow formed and where did it come from? Why are snow white? Why is it not other colors? Then number 9, how do you feel from the picture? How do you feel in each of the seasons from the picture? Then the last one, how do birds find their way to a warm region?
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, let's go to the desert. The desert animal habitats, grade 2.
Yeah, we started with the simple. I just loud, I thought. Yeah, we started with the simple question like, what is this? So we'll know if the student have vocabulary, they can name it. Is it desert or not?
Yeah.
Yes. Then we decided to ask what is the temperature, because that's directly connected with the desert. Then have you ever been in a place like this? Because probably lots of them seen cedars maybe in Egypt. Another question like, where did you see it? Tell a little bit more. Then we decided to ask like, who can possibly live there? Is there any life? And if there is, then what do they eat? These animals. Then why the deserts are brown? What's the reason? What is there any water? Can you find it there? Why the sand has a pattern? Because you obviously can see this curved lines.
Yes.
And where does the sand come from? How a desert was made. So yes.
Thank you. Okay, and the last one is the vertebrates and invertebrates. What's vertebrate in English? Позвоночный животный. Yeah. Okay, first group, you have the jellyfish and the goldfish.
Yeah. So this is very difficult because like this is for science 4. So yeah. So as an illicit question first, we will differentiate a fish to a jellyfish, because what we would like to show here or to promote here is on how to describe a vertebrate to an invertebrate without coming from the teacher. So the student must describe or must tell the topic or the lesson themselves, not from the teacher. So the first question is maybe differentiate a fish to a jellyfish, right? So I did not say anything about the lesson. I just said you have to differentiate. So from the student, they would think, what's the difference. So maybe they would say that like a jellyfish has no bone, and then a fish has bones. So that would introduce the lesson about vertebrate and invertebrate. Next, let's focus on the jellyfish. How can a jellyfish move without bones? So I asked the word without bones. So that introduces an invertebrate, and they can define what an invertebrate is. Right. Now let's focus on the fish. Since a fish is a vertebrate, but as I said, you cannot tell that a vertebrate is an animal that has bones. So it's the student. So the question is, why do animals differ in size? Maybe this is a good question. Why do animals differ in size? So maybe they could say, maybe teacher, maybe because some animals have big bones, maybe, and some animals have small bones. So from the word bones, they would introduce vertebrates. Right, next. Some other high thinking order skills. So how do invertebrates protect their body if they don't have bones? For example, for invertebrates, how do vertebrates produce? So what are their importance in balancing the ecosystem?
Ay, wala.
Where can you find the organs of vertebrates and invertebrates? If invertebrates have no bones, then where can you find their organs? And if vertebrates have bones, then where can you find their organs? And what is the oxygen intake of a vertebrate and invertebrate? If they have already introduced, and if they already know what an invertebrate and vertebrate is. So that's
Thank you very much. That's I guess the challenge here is really having to come up with the questions. But I think it's gonna be useful if we will put our own perspective in the perspective of a second or a fourth grader. How do they ask questions? What are the possible things that they will ask? Yeah, but I agree, this is very challenging, not only in science, but also in other disciplines. It's very difficult to come up with higher order thinking questions. Okay, the next model, so that's about can you go back a little bit more? That's about the question model. The next model is problem-based learning model. I guess this is one of the core of any science subjects, basics, biology, chemistry, having them to solve problems. Think about solutions for a certain problem. And in this way, we are helping the students to think creatively and critically to find a solution to the problem. We'll try out one experiment or one activity. Okay, another group task. Okay, I want you to design a structure that will prevent a raw egg from breaking when dropped from a significant height. I'm not gonna tell you what you need to know about this, what should you do exactly. I will just give you the materials and I will give you 10 minutes. Think creatively, critically. How can you protect the egg from falling? We'll try this later. Okay. Actually, I want to do it from this floor to outside. Huh? Yes. Yes, Nathan. Yes. Fall. I don't know. It's up to you. I'm not gonna tell anything. I'll just give you the materials and the scenario. It's up to you to think. Okay. So, guys, please try to protect your eggs. Okay. Because I'm not gonna give egg. Because no, this is raw egg, so you have to be very careful.
I might boil it.
No, it's fresh. It's fresh egg. Ah. Yes, guys, sorry. I gave you a net, a scotch tape, one pocket, plastic bag, and 3 pieces of A4 paper. You cannot use other stuff aside from this material. Only this material. Guys, it's gonna work. I assure you it's gonna work. 10 minutes? Yes, I did it before. It's gonna work. Huh? It's gonna work. Is it broken already?
Yeah.
Yes, I gave you. Yes. Like this. Be careful with your egg. Guys, you have 5 minutes, almost 5, 6 minutes.
Yeah. Wrap the egg with very
Ay, wala na, oh.
What is it?
Like that.
Let's punish it. Let's punish it.
Miss Mali, do you think your eggs are fake?
One more.
Only 3 papers, 1 cut, and sellotape. That's it.
Wala na. MJ, buhat na buhat mo yung grupo mo, ah. Sir Roach, be careful. Parachute, yeah. Parachute. So, the blue one. Ah, the green one. Ah,
Yeah.
but it is a plate. No. I don't have any more. Huh? Yes, yes. Mom, wait, Nathan. Nathan is so confident with his egg. Okay. Okay, guys, if you're ready, could you please settle down? Why? I don't want to catch them. No, I don't know. Later. Yeah. Okay. Miss Malika, where do you recommend to have it thrown? From here?
Wait a second.
Let's do it later maybe because. Okay. Okay. Not yet. And there is no trajectory because it's free fall. Yeah. Okay, Miss Malika just went out to check where can we have it done. Okay. What? No. Your material is your material. Okay, so guys, while waiting for Miss Malika, what's the challenge that your group have encountered in this activity? Okay, let's go. Okay. Here. Asan ba siya? Wait lang. From here. Miss Malika, from here. Okay. Okay, guys. So you will all go down now. Okay. Wait, Nathan.
2 or 3 people to throw. Let's leave 2 or 3 people.
No, let's like one group. They will throw their own work.
Then okay, let's divide. From each group, one person who will throw, the others will take it.
Okay, go. Okay, go. Just one person per group. Group 2. Sir Raj. Yes. No, I'll be here. Miss Malika will be with you.
The 4 balloons.
Come. Let's take a photo of these. The others can go down to watch. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, stop. Okay.
Huwag kang mabasag.
From there, but doon.
One muna.
Ah, it broke. I think it broke.
Yeah.
I think so.
Go, Mr. Mountain.
That's pretty clear, right?
Can you hear the sound right now? Can you please tell me, can you hear the sound now?
Yeah, it's better now. It's better now. We can hear you, Malika, but not the speaker.
Okay, think, prayer, and guys, think, prayer, share. I think you should be thinking on your own for now. You have finished thinking about answers. Can begin sharing with your shoulder partner or your face partner. It's gonna be for 3 minutes. Per person.
Can you hear me now?
Malika, we can hear you, but not the speaker.
related to the topic. Okay, pointing system to motivate more learners to think more.
Can you hear when the speakers, when they are discussing now?
And sharing a problem about the topic and asking for a solution. Okay.
Микрофонмен сәл ғана қисылып тұра. Ақырын естіліп тұра.
Activate. Learn.
Maybe showing some videos like your contact and videos. Projects that others do.
Yes, use technology over references.
Visual.
Sorry?
Then it should divide into three or four small groups. Then distribute the puzzles and then they should combine this puzzle. Help the students to be more
For example, provide them with word search and they'll use it to find out that what is actually the word, where it is.
Yes, word search or
Any kind of puzzles they can provide to them.
to what's that term? Word search or puzzles to
Okay. So you will just like tell them what to do. For example, so what next? This one. Second one, number two. Which second one?
Yeah. No. It's okay. Low students keywords because sometimes my students have enough vocabulary. That is why I'll give them words that with the help of them they can ask. Because more than all students afraid asking because they afraid that other students wouldn't understand what they mean.
Third.
Когда они хотят что-нибудь сказать, но им сложно давать слова определенные, чтобы вот могут соединить эти два слова и дальше рассказывать то, что у него в голове. Например, про пустыню можно сказать, или про рыбу, не знаю. No, cut there. No? Okay. No, we can do it. It's not вот, тоже мое. Чтобы человек понимал, чтобы ребенок понимал, о чем идет речь, должен сам сказать свои мысли или какие-нибудь привести примеры, чтобы он от примера как-то дальше отталкивался на свою жизненную, свой жизненный опыт. И мог тоже приводить примеры.
So here, play the game. What can make?
What? No, yeah. Let's try. Yeah, we finished.
Go to there.
Yes, let's go.
There. Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Okay. MJ, masakit na likod mo.
they're very they have brilliant ideas.
Go, 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 go. Let me. Okay. Okay, so later after this session, you can just browse through your work. I have read some. These are brilliant ideas, feasible ideas that I'm sure we can apply in our own. We can apply in our own classroom. So, yeah. So just to wrap up this session, I just want to show you my kids. They are fourth and second graders. We have what we call as was supposed to be star of the month, but yeah, we have a star of the week, but it was kind of late, so I made it stars of the term. In the beginning, it was really difficult for them to adapt to the Singapore science curriculum because it's somehow an all exclusive English subjects, but these kids made it and I'm very proud of them. So, yeah.
Are we going to share the posters?
Yeah, maybe very quickly. Anyway, we still have some time before the coffee break. Maybe somebody from each group can just quickly share what they have done. Yes, Mr. Albert, group 2. Very quickly. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Albert from Tamos Linguistics.
We need the microphone. Where?
Here.
No, that another one.
Other one.
The microphone.
The microphone. Maybe they just.
What have you done? This one is on charge.
I guess this one.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm Albert from Tamos Linguistics. So, hello, good to see you. So if we are, hello. Give me a moment. Okay, so if we are to visit a classroom that employs inquisitive learning, it should be a classroom that is full of problems. So might as well to start or to fill your class with problems. That's why I have listed here a learning wall challenge. This learning wall challenge, a student of the day will be posting a problem, and this will include all the students in the class, because an inquisitive learning classroom should be a classroom that is active and not passive. So everyone will get involved and indulge in this very inquisitive or maybe inquiry problem, and then they will answer these questions. And another one would be a science journal. So for every engagement or activities that you involve your students, might as well to require them a science journal. So this science journal, they will write in, they will reflect whatever activities they have learned from this specific activity. And then this science journal will somehow later serve them to look at or to reflect on their strengths and their weaknesses. And if this skill works well with them, then they keep using this skill. Let's say, for instance, earlier, we might have broken our eggs. We have definitely broken our egg, probably because what I've observed from our group is that we lack problem-solving skills. Like each one of us wanted to do this, but there's no like communication at all. No, I'm saying that there is a lack of communication and problem-solving skills. And there should also be, let's go over. Give students puzzle to test their brain. Okay, it's somewhat similar to the learning wall challenge. And some have listed here motivational gifts to your students, like using dollars, using thank you perhaps, or sweets. Somehow that will motivate them. And organize discussions between students so they can brainstorm together. That's brilliant. So students also in a class that is inquisitive in nature, students should be sharing ideas. And I think this is a little bit interesting. Use dollar during the lesson. Same, sweets, the same. Experimentation, real life. What's this? Real life scenarios. Okay, the causes and effect. Okay, so pretty much this is our strategies in making our classroom inquisitive. That's all.
Anyone? The mic is yours.
Okay. The most active person. Yeah. I will just look through them because I don't remember everything already. So yes, one of the things we came up with was do not give a solution to a particular exercise, to give students opportunity to find their own solutions and maybe even to make the task in a way so there will be not one solution but several solutions, and then they can share their ideas together, show different ways of solving different problems. Low students keywords. Yeah, because in some grades we have students with very low vocabulary, and make their life more simple, we can use the lower vocabulary. Also, I came up with some thoughts as to put a display with different senses. We discussed it yesterday and mentioned it today about that we have different senses, and if students will see the display, they can ask like, how does it taste like? Can we hear this? Do they have a sound, etc., etc.? It can help them to create the questions. What else? Yeah, we also can give them some examples. Very simple, not given the answers, but at least start this process of thinking. Play games in the beginning in groups, communicative games, maybe into teams, pairs. Reward course, that was already mentioned, different reward system. I actually use the dojo class system to give them points, and then we have the how to call it, the reward for the whole class, so they can work together in the teams. Teamwork, project work. Yes, this long thing I've written down. So we can first ask students to work in pairs, for example, for 2 minutes. They discuss the question. Then I ask them to share their idea, and then to encourage other students to ask more questions. I ask, do they have more questions to this group? So that will be not me asking questions, but students asking questions among themselves. So in general, that's all. Thank you.
Okay.